figure I should record this. Playing the Mew deck. This is one of the most popular decks in the world right now. So the Mew's ability is, for 2, it can copy any ability on the bench. So what they do is they use this energy here, which reduces your attack, but it doesn't matter because they're just copying an ability on the bench. And that's pretty much it. There's really no complexity to the deck at all other than this is what he has on his bench. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. So you could have an attack that hits for a zillion. That costs 20,000 energy, and for this 1 energy, Mew can copy it. He can also do this attack's damage isn't affected by anything. I missed it, but he attacked my Flamigo. So what I'm doing is I have a Mimikyu, which can't take damage from V cards. He has all V cards out except for that one on the top right here. So I want to kill that eventually, but what I want to do is, so he has more, this right here counts as 3 energy on Muck, because he has more prize cards than me. He killed one of my Pokemon, so I get to search for a card. I'm going to pump up my Flamigo. I don't have any blue in my deck, so I can't use Radiant at all. What do I want to search? I'm going to search for Boss's Orders now at this point, because I need to start forcing his hand. Like, literally forcing which Pokemon he's allowed to have out. I don't need energy. I like energy in my discard pile anyways because I can pull it back, and that's not that great, but whatever. I'm going to hold on to my Jet Energy in case I need to pull one of my Pokemon to the primary spot. I'm getting all my Flamingos out right now because that's going to be my late game strategy. I don't need a Grimer because I have 2 Grimers in my deck. I don't want to just create fodder right there. That's basically what I would be doing. I'm pulling all my Flamingos. Flamingos generally are my early game, but right now it's going to be my late game. So this is going to hit twice as much, 180 damage. Ba-bow! See you later, Mew. Boop, boop. 3. So that was a triple because he had upgraded his Mew so much. And that pulls us ahead. So now he has 3 prize cards left. And we have 3 Flamingos. So, and this is just another Mew. Now he has to upgrade that to the 3 to copy. That's the one downside of this deck. There it is. I say downside in quotes. So he can just copy it again and kill my Muck. And then I'm gonna bring out my, let's see. I could do Mimikyu and Boss's Orders that card in the back. It depends if he has any switches left. The card in the back needs 2 energy to hurt Mimikyu. He could technically just keep switching in my Flamingos and killing them. So I could be doing Flamingos to deal damage in the back. And then I can use this right here to pull one of his creatures out of the graveyard to get the final blow. And he doesn't have anything that's 60 HP, so that kind of sucks. His deck, I mean, this is a very common deck. I say his. This just happens to be the Pokemon he's chosen to copy. I think he just thinks it looks cool because it's purple. Because people will usually use like the basic Lugia or the whatever that tiger is, Electric Tiger. Because those things hit for like automatically 200 plus. This is just hitting 210. He could get way more damage. Anyways, it's a great energy card to have with Muck. Muck poisons and confuses. So if I wasn't going to kill that Mew, he would have gotten poisoned. He would have gotten confused. So right here is the question of, do I let him get one more hit? I have to bring out Mimikyu because I didn't realize he doesn't have anything in his deck that's under 60. Once I get 3 more Mimikyus, like, my deck will be very good. Very, very, very good. Let's search. Let's see what we need. What do we need? We're going to pump up our Flamingos. And we just need Boss's Orders and pennies, really. I could... No, because I want him pulling stuff out of the graveyard. I'm going to do this, because this allows him to hit harder to V-Star. I'll put this right here. And I could pull Flamigo out and hit him harder, but he can't hurt my guy. So I don't know. This is probably a lost cause because I need one more Muck, or I need more Mimikyus. Why don't I have them? Because I don't have enough money, man. I just don't have enough. I'm curious about the 7 damage counters thing, if it counts as an attack. Does it trigger anything, you know? So right now he's going to have to pump up this guy in the back, and if he pulls him forward, I'm going to pull my Flamigo out that's hitting for 90. Man, there's another one. If he just has one card in his whole deck that has 60 HP, I can win right now. Choose up to 2 of your Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike energy attached to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. Wait, what is it? For each of the... Search your deck for a Fusion Strike energy. Oh, that is some overpowered crap. This is why there's like so much Fusion Strike hate out there. Like, there's cards that'll say like, for each Fusion Strike Pokemon, destroy a special energy. That hate's slowly going away because everything is switching back to EX. Which again, I don't even know what any of it means. What's V? What's EX? What's V Star? I don't know what any of this. I don't know how this works with the lore. He can't hurt me. He must be switching to do something? You may shuffle this Pokemon attached into your deck. I mean, what's the goal here? He's going to probably switch my guy, maybe? This is just, I mean, there's only like 6 real decks in the game that everyone uses. I shouldn't even say real. It's just because the game is so imbalanced. There's just a massive imbalance of cards into the late game. I talk about it in every single video. Early and mid game are non-existent. My deck is an early mid game, or an early to mid game, and then my late game would be Muck. But every single deck goes straight to late game, including like these are basic Pokemons. Like, look at that. This is a basic Pokemon that is late game. So like, Pokemon Co. is encouraging people to just play late game antics. It's pretty silly. So a lot of late game hate is starting to come up because of this Mimikyu card. I was thinking of putting Alakazam because Alakazam, Jay was talking about this. Alakazam can deal damage from the bench and it's 120 damage. So you can essentially tank with Mimikyu and then have Alakazam as your DPS, or damage per second. I don't know if that translates in Pokemon, but basically tanking and damage. Although they can switch in the Alakazam, and then you get to switch back. So you're still going to have this dance of switching cards in and out. And there's so much control in Pokemon right now that, like, you basically can have whatever Pokemon you want in the active spot. You can have whatever Pokemon you want them to have in the active spot. Retreat costs are diminishing. I mean, look, Mew has 0 retreat cost. What is this? He takes less damage. 3 more damage to opponent's V. I don't have any V. Okay, so he feels it. He's like, man, this sucks. I'm like, I don't know, bro. You're the one that decided to build an EXV deck. So, again, Mimikyu is essentially tanking for me. I want him in the main spot. I might swap in Flamigo to hit for 90 and get that guy in the bench once. And then if I can get another one of these belts, which I think is in my prize pool. Oh, there's the belt. No! Then I could win the game. So, like, my chances of winning the game are diminishing pretty dang quick. I'm actually gonna swap in. I don't want to draw any more cards because this is gonna become a draw card race to a degree. I could switch in his V-Star, but I don't need it. I can hit for 70, 70, 70. Yeah, I'm just gonna put out. I'm just gonna hit you. Yeah. He can't deal damage, and if he doesn't get a switch, that's it. I'm pretty sure he used all of his switches. So he's going to go back to the drawing board, and there's plenty of cards that say, like, pull cards out of the graveyard and whatnot, so he can get his switches back in his hand. He doesn't need to have 3 of these Genesect Vs. Okay, that's going to keep his Pokemon alive longer. It's not going to do anything. I need to kill that guy in the back. He's probably going to retreat and then hit me for 70. Which is good, because my punching bag is then going to hit. Oh, wait, no. Then he's going to win the game. Yeah, he wins the game. That's it. Game's over. Yeah, sorry, not the greatest video. I mean, this is again, this is just illustrating the imbalance of the game. And for anybody who's saying like, "Oh, you're just saying that because you're losing," no, I play so many strategy games at a very high level. So I I'm bringing to the table my knowledge from a lifetime, 40 years. I mean, I've been playing strategy games since I was in like fourth grade, so 30, at least 30 years of how strategy games are supposed to work and how they're supposed to be balanced to them. So I don't know. StarCraft is a very popular one. Imagine if right when the game starts, you can just start building carriers out of your Nexus, and you can start building Ultralisk out of your hatchery. Like people could say, that. Well, people like me would say, "Hey, there's an imbalance. There's no early and mid game." And people would say, well, no, you can build Ultralisk just like I can build carriers. So there's definitely balance. It's like, no, we're just going straight to our tier 3 units. Like there's a reason why tier units exist in the first place, right? This game is over. There's absolutely nothing I can do. I mean, I'm just going to give him this. And I'll keep talking. It hits for 90. It's not a big deal. The guy in the back could have killed the Mimikyu, but he also can switch him out. So, yeah, so an imbalance it actually exists in StarCraft right now. StarCraft, which is one of the most popular games of all time, it is so sad. And there are less than 5,000 daily players. So it's a very good comparison to Pokemon or Pokemon TCG. StarCraft is dealing with the exact same problem. The game starts at the highest level. The game starts and everybody rushes to tier 3. They just skip tier 1 and 2. Like, you get some cheeses here and there, but at the highest level, people are just, they expand twice and they rush straight for tier 3. Again, this is an imbalance. I don't know why the guy's throwing the game. What is going on? Did you guys see that? Wait, how come he can damage me? Why was he allowed to damage me? I don't know what just happened. This is a VMAX. Mimikyu is immune to V Pokemon. What? Did you guys see that? Let's read the wording on the card. Anyways, yeah, so StarCraft 2, which was wild. I mean, to the point that Kespa, which has been around since like 1998, they went out of business. And everyone's scratching their head. They're making their reasons of, how did a game of 25 years, StarCraft Brood War, StarCraft 2, there's 3 iterations of StarCraft. How did that fall from grace? Wait. Come on. This game is so slow. It's annoying. Like, these are apps. Come on, guys. And it is because of that imbalance. And so, again, until there's 5 players left in a game, people will argue like, oh, well, you can do this or you can do that. But the majority of people know if there isn't an early, mid, and late game, it's a boring game. The game sucks. Like, nobody wants to just go straight for carriers and Ultralisk, and that's competing at the high level. Like, people do that at very low levels. Nobody wants to go straight for EX and V or V Star. Like, at a very low level, they want it. So they're rewarding people who don't know how to play strategy games. And so the people who enjoy strategy games are leaving. In droves, as they say. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon EX and Pokemon V. I don't know how he dealt damage to me. Mew is definitely a V. I am clicking search. This app is so damn slow. Filters, all, search. It's this one, right? No. That's the lower evolution. Okay, this is it. This attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. But is an ability an effect? So the VMAX doesn't work with Mew. Man, that Mew deck is crazy. You gotta think here, guys. Like, so the VMAX Mew is a basic Pokemon. You know, that which is actually normal. That actually goes with the lore. Mew is a basic Pokemon. Search your deck for an energy and attach it to one of your Fusion Strike Pokemon. You may shuffle this Pokemon all attached cards into your deck. And it has zero retreat. The evolution, which you can do second turn, 310 HP, 0 retreat. This attack's damage isn't affected, so it can take out Mimikyu. Choose one of your bench Fusion Strike Pokemon attack and use it. So, yeah, for 2, you can just be blasting people, but it's not even 2, you only need 1 energy. I would say the reason that this deck isn't more popular is because it's incredibly boring. That's pretty much it. I mean, the most popular decks right now, there's a lot of thinking involved. That guy right there was probably bored to tears with the lack of thinking. He's just like, should I switch my Pokemon? Like, he literally was switching his VMAX with his VMAX. Like, the exact same Mew with the other Mew. Like, what? There's almost no thinking involved, but it could be a tourney winner because it's a pretty powerful card. Anyways, how do you fix the game? What I would do if I was Pokemon Co. is the next set, I would strongly reward basic non-EXV. See, that's the problem, is they created all these alphabet cards. Like, the rules would just be extreme. They'd have to be so EX, V, Fusion Strike are not affected by this. And it'd have to be a tool that like raises the HP by 50, raises the damage by 50. Because you're making it so that the basic Pokemon can compete. Early game can compete. And there won't be an imbalance because you still are casting 2 cards. And it's still a basic Pokemon that only has like 120 HP max. Like between 60, or I guess from 30 all the way up to 120 on average. There are some base Pokemons that are 160, but those are usually like Radiants. And that's the other thing, is restrict a lot of cards. Like, they restricted Radiant cards to just 1. The Radiant cards aren't even as good as the majority of VMAX and EX cards. So it's like, guys, even your own rules don't make sense. Your own, like, if you sat down with these guys and you're like, hey, why is this Radiant card limited to 1? And they say, well, because when it dies from attacks, you draw 3 cards. That's pretty powerful. Okay, it can also die from not attacks, right? Like poisons, counters. There's lots of ways that you can kill this thing, right? So it's not that great of a card, and it only hits for 60. It only has 120 HP. Now look at this EX card I have. I have an EX card that's immune to damage on the bench. It pulls 3 energy from my deck to 3 Pokemon or 1 Pokemon in any way that I choose. It hits for 180, and its damage gets bigger as the opponent draws prize cards, and it has 330 HP. Like, come on, guys. There's no comparison. I can have 4 of those in my deck, but I can only have 1 of the Radiant. Like, even the Greninja, you can only have 1 Greninja in your deck. All it does is you discard an energy card to draw 2. Okay, Comfey. Look at Comfey, guys. I can draw 2 and discard one of them. So ultimately, I'm just trying to find my combo on the first or second turn, right? Which usually is that item that says if you get it on your first turn, you can seek 2 cards. You're just trying to get the rare candy, and you're trying to get the evolution that you want. So, yeah, the game is just so imbalanced in general. The rules are imbalanced. Like, the people who created Pokemon need to sit down and play Splendor. I want you guys to play like 50 matches of Splendor. In fact, call the guy who created Splendor and be like, hey, we need you to come in and check out our math. Okay? Because you created a perfectly balanced game. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, everything about Splendor mathematically. He was a mathematician, perfectly balanced. We want you to do the same thing with our game. We want Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. We want items for Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 so people can create Tier 1 focus decks, but they still need mid and late to win. They can create late decks, but early and mid, they're going to have something so they don't die really quick. And which is, I just described every strategy game there is. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm sure there's just a few of you, and I just ramble on, but I'm going to get ready and head to work. Later.